The second question that was asked was, what if an investor owns more than 10%, you can't get FHA approval? So now, where does the association stand in that situation? Where is their liability? It's not their fault.
I don't think the association can be held liable for the fact that somebody owns more than 10% of the units.
Great, thank you.
Lender affidavits, do you want to touch upon that, Stephen?
Does anybody want to touch upon it, or have you had it?
You haven't had enough? All right. We're here for 2 straight nights.
Steve, can you talk about that? Because I heard FHA requires us to sign the bank questionnaire, but I believe Marcus Raymo tells us not to sign.
Okay.
Touch the subject.
We have someone that says not to sign it, and someone says it has to be signed. Especially if you want to get your condo project.
If you want to get the condo project approved, then you're going to have to go along with signing, maybe after our review or somebody's review, you're going to have to go along with filling something out because you want the entire project reviewed. We say no to filling out the form when a unit owner is refinancing or selling, and in the package is the form that we suggest to be used. Some people use condo certs, which is an electronic version, but in the package is the form that we suggest that you send back when a lender gives you their form. Bank of America has the worst form I've ever seen, which has a question 18, which says, this is for the manager to fill out. The association complies with all state and applicable laws. We're nervous about giving the opinion. The managers and associations can't possibly answer that. If the lender insists, we have a letter also in the package addressed to the managers saying to the lender why we do not fill out any forms other than what you've provided them. If they still insist, then we have a process where we tell the lender, if you want to help the lender or help the person refinancing or selling, that for a minimum fee of $250, we'll have our attorneys review your form. They'll tell us what we can and cannot answer. And some associations have opted with that in order to be nice, or because of pressure from the board or pressure from the unit owner. But the real answer is, don't fill out the form on these individual unit sales. If you're going for a condominium project approval, then I think you're going to have to fill out some form, but certainly we can review it and say what's safe and what's not safe. All of this came about back in Massachusetts in the 1990s because the manager got sued and an association got sued for saying there was no special assessments pending. There weren't any pending at the time they filled out the form. A month later, they got an engineer's report. A month after that, the unit owner closed. A month after that, there was a special assessment of $8,000. The unit owner got $8,000 tripled, so almost $25,000 from the trial court. Appeals court said that's crazy, but the manager never would have known. The appeals court said, the Superior Court said that's crazy. The manager would never known. The appeals court said you have to go with what the trial court found. So we're very, very nervous about you filling out lenders' forms. They're dangerous. They ask questions that you should not be answering. They're legal opinions. You should not be, they're on environmental hazards. You should not be answering them because you don't know the answers.
Would you be updating this form based on FHA?
I think Fannie Mae will stay the same, but I think that we'll be updating that form depending on what FHA starts asking us. And frankly, with FHA, what we're doing until February 1st, we came up with a special form. I think I sent Doug there a copy of what we fill out for the spot loans for FHA, where we answer their questions because they were insisting, but then we wouldn't answer environmental hazards, we wouldn't answer number of FHA insured loans, and we try to make the form pretty safe, and we think we did a reasonable job with that. But I think as FHA on February 1st starts coming out with tougher forms potentially, we'll probably adjust the forms, and if we do, we'll put it in our newsletter. I don't know if everybody subscribes to our email newsletter, but anybody in the room is certainly entitled to just send us an email. We'll add you to the list. But if we change the form, we'll put it in the email newsletter. Any questions, or Steve?
Just because it might get related or whatever, is it conceivable that you could have an association going forward, get Fannie Mae loans, the
Okay, you can't, the question is, could you have an association that continues getting Fannie Mae loans? Yes, but keep in mind that for the 3.5% down loans, you need FHA. So you have some properties that I'm well aware of that are probably never going to have the 3.5% down borrower, but other complexes don't have that luxury. So I think some of your properties, I think it's safe to say that knowing a lot of your portfolio, probably a lot of it would be immune from FHA and you would never go for the approvals. But if you're looking for the 3.5% down buyer versus the 10 or 20% down buyer, a lot of condominium projects are going to have to get the FHA approval. Well, if you're a developer, you're concerned about the 30% pre-sales versus 70% pre-sales. No matter what's put down. Patty, any other exceptions where you'd be going to FHA where somebody's putting down 10 or 20%?
Even at 10% or 15% down, if you compare conventional to FHA, conventional, the private mortgage insurance companies are not willing to lend on many projects either.
Unless they have the FHA.
No, the private mortgage insurance companies aren't even insuring some condos over 85%. It's crazy. So if you do have it FHA approved, even if somebody's putting 10, 20, 15% down, it could be in their best interest because we're unable to get the private mortgage insurance companies to insure them. Whereas the government's
So
saying,
there's
well,
going to be other groups that are going to rely on the FHA approval anyway.
yeah.
But you have a couple that come to mind that I don't think you're going to ever have to worry about FHA approval. I don't think everybody else is so lucky.
I think I'm saying, if Fannie and Freddie stayed with their reciprocal arrangement, then I would say, yeah, it would definitely be worth it because of the low pre-sale. But because they've opted out and said we don't want to take that risk.
Any other questions, or can we call it a night? I think the bar's still open. And I don't know about anybody else, but we need a drink after this question from Pat.
Stephen, why is there a signature line on the standard questionnaire if in fact we're not to sign it? Wouldn't we be better off just taking it off? Because it looks obvious that it's lacking if we don't sign it.
We require even our questionnaire to be signed. We just don't suggest filling out the lender's questionnaire.
So I want to clarify.
Okay,
So
well
you're
that
saying blue line.
apparently wasn't clear to some people in this room who have not been signing those questionnaires.
If the bank
The
will-
standard one that you circulated to us.
No, we put a signature line on there because we said we thought it was relatively safe for our form to be signed. If the banks will take it without a signature, God bless you.
I'm surprised they would.
Any other questions, or otherwise, we really appreciate your being so patient and bearing with us for the last couple of hours, and hope you got something out of it, and hope we didn't give you just too much information.